Hello, and welcome to Yellow Covers Explained. Today, we will be learning how to play Betrayl at House on the Hill 2nd Edition. Betrayl at House on the Hill is a grid-based exploration game with light role-playing mechanics and 50 unique scenarios. It comes with 3 manuals, the rulebook, Secrets of Survival, and the Trader's Tome. I'll explain more on the Trader's Tome and Secrets of Survival a little later, but the rulebook is a great quick stop for any questions you may have about the rules. Let's set up our table with everything we'll need. We'll have 3 piles of cards, shuffled individually. The item cards pile, represented with this bull skull. The event card pile, represented by this funky swirl, and the omen cards pile, which has this raven on it. We'll get back to these later. Set down your omen tracker, this ruler looking thing that counts up to 12, and then a token to mark where you are. At the start of the game, this will always be 0. Then we'll take these 3 specific board pieces and set them out. Those are the entrance hall/foyer, the upper landing, and the basement landing. These tiles will always be set out at the start and should be spaced apart. They represent different floors of the mansion, and thus will never be connected. The rest of the tiles should be shuffled and stacked to the side, like so. After that, we'll choose a character. Pick between the available avatar cards. They are double-sided for different stat points and roleplay opportunities. Then, slide these little clips onto the side, pointing at the green number for each value. Your character's stats are might, speed, sanity, and knowledge. Might and speed are physical skills, while sanity and knowledge are mental skills. When the game inevitably asks for you to take physical damage, you may lower your speed or your might. And when it says mental damage, you will take sanity or knowledge point losses instead. If any of your attributes fall to the skull marker at any point, you die and cannot be brought back. Finally, take the miniature that correlates to your card and place it here, into the starting area. Now we can start the game. The first player, decided by whose birthday is closest to the current date, may now move along the map as many spaces as their speed allows. As I'm the only person at this table, I'll go first. My character has 4 speed, so I'll move 1, and then 2, into an empty space. I must take a room tile that matches the current floor I'm on, the ground floor right now, and the current tile on top of the stack is for the basement. I'll move that into the discard pile. The next tile is a ground floor tile, so I place it down. The discarded tiles will be reshuffled and added to the pile if you run out, so don't worry if the stack gets low. There's nothing in the hallway, so I move again and enter the next room with my 3rd point of movement. The tile I flipped over is the Bloody Room. It has a cow skull icon on it to denote that the first player to find it draws an item card. I got the dynamite item. It's a single-use item that reads, "The fuse isn't lit. Yet." Instead of attacking, you can throw the dynamite through a connecting door into an adjacent room. Each explorer and monster with might and speed traits in that room must attempt a speed roll of 5 or greater. If they do, they take no damage from the dynamite. If they get 4 or less, they must take 4 points of physical damage. And of course, discard this item after you use it. This will be helpful later. Since I drew a card, my ability to move ends, but I'm still able to take actions, if I have any. Since I don't, I'll pass my turn. My friend Brandon Jasper has just flipped over a room tile with the event symbol on it. This means he must draw an event card from the deck and attempt to resolve it. Since he's drawn a card, he's also no longer able to continue moving despite having speed left. He drew the webs card. It reads, "Casually, you reach up to brush some webs aside, but they won't brush away. They cling." Brandon must now make a might roll in an attempt to escape. He has a 4 in might, so that means he gets 4 dice to try and get a 4 or greater. If he does, he'll break free and gain 1 might. If not, he'll be stuck there. If you're stuck, you can't do anything until you are free. Once during an explorer's turn, any explorer can attempt a might roll to free you. Brandon can also attempt this might roll. If you fail to get a 4 or higher, you also become stuck for a turn. After 3 turns, discard this card and continue play as normal. Brandon rolls a 5. Not bad, Brandon. He gains 1 point in might, and his turn is now over. Zoe's turn. She moves into a new room. And finds an omen icon. This means she must stop moving and draw an omen card from the pile. Move the omen counter we set up at the start of the game 1 forward. It should now be at 1. Zoe drew Bite, a growl, the scent of death, pain, darkness, gone. When you draw this card, something bites you. The player on your right rolls a might 4 attack against you for the mysterious something. You defend against this attack as normal by rolling dice equal to your might. So the player to Zoe's right rolls 4 dice and gets a 5. Zoe rolls her 3 dice, as she only has 3 might, and gets a 4. Zoe then takes 1 point of physical damage, either to her speed or might. Zoe chooses to drop her might, as it won't affect her yet, since it's moving from 3 to 3. The card finishes off with, "This omen can't be dropped, traded, or stolen. Make a haunt roll now."
Making a haunt roll is simple. Take 6 dice and try to get a higher number than what's on the haunt tracker. Right now, it's still on 1. We've rolled 1 or greater, so no haunt happens. One more example before we go to the juicy stuff. It's back to my turn now. I move into another unknown room and flip over the library tile. This tile has an event symbol and rules text stating, "Once per game, if you end your turn here, gain 1 knowledge. This effect applies to all explorers who end their turn here." I think you understand event cards, so we'll skip forward a bit in the game to when it gets exciting. After a while of play, you'll have hopefully drawn several omen cards and not triggered the haunt, but eventually it will happen. I walk into an unknown room upstairs and find the junk room. Our omen tracker is currently at 6 and will now go up to 7. I draw my omen. It's the girl omen card. It says, "Companion, a girl, trapped, alone. You free her. Gain 1 sanity and 1 knowledge now. Lose 1 sanity and 1 knowledge if you lose custody of the girl. This omen cannot be dropped, stolen, or traded." I'll boost my stats according to the card, then roll for the haunt. I got a 5, and the haunt counter is at 7. This means the haunt will begin. I failed the haunt roll, so I open the Trader's Tome and inspect page 1 and 2 to figure out what scenario we've run into. I look at the room I was in, and the omen card I drew. In this case, I was in the junk room and drew the girl omen. That means we will be playing scenario 1 today. The Mummy Walks. Also at the bottom of page 1 and 2, it tells you who will be playing as the haunt controller, or the traitor. For this scenario, it's the one who revealed the haunt, or me. I will play using the Traitor Tome, and the remaining explorers will use the Secrets of Survival booklet. These are two sides of the same coin. The Traitor Tome has hidden information for me to know, and the Secrets of Survival has hidden information about how to beat me. In this case, we'll play along with both sides, starting with the remaining setup and moving to the explorers' turns. My Traitor Tome says my character is still alive. Feel free to pause and read for even more detail. It also says to place a mummy token and a sarcophagus token in the room we drew the omen in. We then place the girl token 5 rooms away, or if we can't place it that far as she can get. The mummy must have the girl companion and the ring omen card, or the holy symbol omen card, and bring it back to the room that he started in to win. I want to get this mummy married, but I don't know if my previous allies know that, so we'll keep it between us. The explorers get to go now, and their manual is a bit more in-depth. They will set aside 2 triangular knowledge roll tokens, as well as repeating the information about the girl being moved. Explorers can pick up the companion by walking into the room with her, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. What's our goal? We must banish the mummy. To do so, we must find the book. If it's not already in play, the next time an omen room is revealed, we'll search the deck and take the book card. Then, we'll shuffle the deck and place it back. Explorers may attempt a knowledge roll of 6 or greater to discover the mummy's true name, but only in the following rooms: the room with the sarcophagus, the research laboratory, and the library. Once you've done that, you get a knowledge token, and must repeat the process of rolling a 6 or higher in any room to obtain the final knowledge token. Then finally, the mummy may be banished in combat using your sanity to attack. It sounds like a lot, but stick with me. Once you get the flow, it's a ton of fun. Back to the action. Brandon already has the ring omen card, and I need that. But he doesn't know that yet. He takes off in the other direction looking for the book omen card. Going into another unrevealed room, it yields exactly what he's looking for: an omen symbol. He may now search the deck for the book card, which he has. It is now Zoe's turn. She is very close to the mummy, but doesn't seem too worried. She goes and picks up the girl companion. It's now the traitor's turn. My explorer is still in the game and looking to help the mummy. So, I ignore Zoe and use all of my movement to start chasing Brandon. However, since I am now enemies with the other explorers, they hinder my movement. This means it costs 1 additional point of speed to move past them. Right now that's not an issue, but in the future it could block me from getting to where I want to go. It's now back to the mummy's turn. Monsters move in a slightly different manner to explorers. They roll the allotted number of speed dice attributed to them and determine their speed that way. The mummy has a special rule that it may move to any room in the mansion using a secret passage if it rolls a 0 or a 1. A mummy then rolls a 6. Very, very good. You move all the way to Zoe and make a might attack against her. Zoe's still on 3 might, so she gets 3 dice to defend, while the mummy has a might of 8. The mummy rolls a 5, and Zoe rolls a 2. This would normally mean she takes 3 points of physical damage, which can be split as needed to keep her alive. However, the mummy has a special rule stating that you must lower your speed first. So she takes 2 points of speed damage and 1 might damage. After a bit more movement, we wound up here. Zoe's on death's door, and I'm almost at Brandon. I'm standing in the room outside of Brandon's room.
so I may toss my dynamite from earlier in. When I do that, Brandon must make a saving roll of speed. He must get 5 or greater to not take any damage. If he fails this save, he will take 4 points of physical damage. He ends up rolling a 5. Tie goes to the explorer, so he takes no physical damage, and my item is now used up and must be discarded. The mummy's turn now, and it rolls a 0. Normally, that would be crummy. But an important rule to remember is, you have a minimum movement of 1, so even if you roll a 0, it turns itself into a 1. We don't need that, thankfully. This time, we can teleport, so let's do so. Brandon may have dodged my dynamite, but he won't dodge my mummy. The mummy also must attack, if he can, so he takes a swipe at Brandon. Only 4 on that roll. Brandon matches the 4, and no damage is done. I guess he can dodge that mummy. It's now Brandon's turn, and he wants to get the heck out of there. Move past an enemy, like before, add 1 to the movement. So for Brandon to move into the room with me, it takes 2 speed. Brandon, having the Spear Omen, which gives him extra attack dice, decides to attack me. He fumbles his roll and only manages a 2. My defense is rolled, and I get a 4. That means Brandon takes 2 damage. There is punishment for failing to successfully attack in this game. What will be the fate of this mummy and his possible bride? Pick up the game and find out for yourself. It's a ton of fun with some friends. That pretty well wraps up the basics of the game. I possibly plan on making another video with more in-depth details on the individual cards and rooms. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that. As always, thank you for watching, and if you made it this far, have a great day.